Alright guys, so hopefully the live stream's working. It says it's going. I can't see anything, but anyway, let's assume it's going properly and working. If it's not, or if it is, I don't know, make a comment, see what you reckon. Anyway, basically what I'm doing is I need a test server, which I'm just going to run on Windows, to have as a web server so I can install, what do you call it? Wordpress on. So what I'm going to do is just spin up a new virtual machine with Windows 10 on it. XAMPP, I call it XAMPP test generation 1. I'm going to give it 6 gig-ish of memory and not dynamic. I'm going to connect it to my internal network, which connects to pfSense, and we'll be getting it DNS and DHCP from this domain controller. Where to go? So into my internal network. That way, whatever I do, it doesn't affect my main production network. Yeah, that'll do. And I want to install Windows 10 2004, I reckon. That's the newest Windows I've got, so I'm just going to install that. So it's been a little while since I've made a video, actually. I've just been really busy. So what I like to do is increase the virtual processors, because why have one when you can have more? Like, why not, you know? If you can have more CPUs, why wouldn't you want to? So let's open this up. Next, install. So I don't know if you haven't installed Windows before. This is how you install Windows. You just boot it up to Windows and hit install. But yeah, what I'm going to do is install XAMPP as my web server with Apache and MySQL. And basically then I will be able to install WordPress on that web server. And it should all be good. It should just work. I don't know, maybe it doesn't, but what are you going to do? If it doesn't work, I'll just fix it and you guys will get to see me fix it. But yeah, so it has been a while since I've done a video. Yeah, I've just had a lot going on, heaps of work. Anyway, come on, hurry up. So if you guys are, you know, running your own little home lab thing, I recommend getting a reasonable computer and just installing Hyper-V and running it. It's pretty easy to use. I think I've even got a video on how to use Hyper-V. Let me see. No, I don't think I do. I've definitely got one on how to set up a lab. Let's go to YouTube. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Go to my channel. Can I search this channel somehow? Let's see if I go uploads. I've got a lot of videos now. So I'm going to redo it at some point. Lab. Here we go. So that's one when I set up RRAS to do the networking. And yeah, here it is, Hyper-V. So you can use that if you want to, if you're interested. Go find this video, that'll show you how to do it with Hyper-V and RRAS. What I use now though is pfSense, so I'm going to remake that video one day, because that's quite out of date. Like, that's 5 years old, still works the same, but you know, it's old. And I like pfSense better because I can use shut up. I can use, no, I'll just remove this, we don't need that anymore. Yeah, I like pfSense better because it runs on nothing, like 1 gig of RAM, and it's just trucking along. You can add a bunch of network adapters to it if you want to. And if you are interested in looking at pfSense, then someone that is interesting is Lawrence Systems, Tom Lawrence. If you've seen him before, if you haven't, Lawrence Systems. systems. Oh, even pfSense, see? He just has heaps on it. So if you want to learn pfSense, I would go check out Lawrence Systems. He's got pretty good videos, seems to know what he's talking about, and I quite like his vlogs and stuff too. So yeah, if you are interested in, you know, this sort of stuff, I'd be getting into Lawrence Systems, like why not? Oh no, it says my current stream's bitrate is too low. Do you reckon that's bad? Should be right. So yeah, it's a little bit boring waiting for VMs to spin up, but it's a lot quicker than it used to be when you had hard drives. Now this is all on SSD, so I've actually got my SSD here. So I think this one is the one that has the VMs on it, so 500 gig, and I just delete the stuff off it when I'm done. Works pretty well. Got a lot of RAM and a few cores, not too many, just 8. Alright, so now we just set up our region, which I'm in Australia. So I select Australia because that's where I am. And I'm using a US keyboard. This part always gets me. So it tries to connect you, if it really does try, to I think this live stream was on private. I wonder if that was on private. I might have just been yabbering on to myself all this time. Let's see. Oh yeah, it says I'm live. Oh well. Alright, so if you go to set up for organization, if you go to set up with personal, it just asks you for a Microsoft account. So the trick is, if you don't want to connect it to a Microsoft account, this is a good trick, hit set up for an organization, or you can disconnect the network. This also works, but if you go set up for an organization and then you want to join a domain instead, and this allows you to set up a local user account without joining a domain, even though it says that you're going to join a domain. So I don't know what the go is with that. Microsoft just really does not want you to do local accounts anymore. But, you know, that's Microsoft. They can do what they want. We don't want Cortana. Cool. Hi. So now it goes, hi, we're just setting up a few things for you. We're getting everything ready. Thanks, Microsoft, for getting things ready. Good on you. So hopefully this goes up a little bit. And you can just download the XAMPP installer from here, and then you just install it. So what we'll do, I'll copy that so it's in my clipboard already. So yeah, it has been a few years since I've installed XAMPP, so I don't know. Things might be different now, or they might not. It might just be the same as it was before. Connect. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Let's get Edge. How quick do you reckon I can get and install XAMPP? Don't know. Download. So let's run the XAMPP installer and see what happens. What do you reckon is going to happen? I reckon we're going to be able to install XAMPP. Anyway, run. And I think I need to download Wordpress as well. I don't know if you still need to do this. What's going on here? Save. Alright, I don't know why that's not saving. Let's try save as. Nope. Cancel. Let's try this. Oh, let's just try this one. There we go, now it's working. Alright, so once that downloads, we just run the installer and it should install XAMPP, which is good. So if you haven't used XAMPP, it is a thing that you can run a web server on basically any computer. So Windows, Linux, Mac as well. Never ran it on a Mac, but apparently it works. And it stands for something that I can't remember. Alright, let's turn UAC off. Okay. So I don't need Tomcat. And I don't need Mercury. Alright, that should do. Next. Now we're installing. So this is the boring part of IT. I might just get Chrome as well. Ah, that's what we wanted, WordPress. So we want to download WordPress. I reckon it's going to be this one. And I also want to install Chrome. So because this is a new machine, it doesn't have all this stuff on it. So download Chrome. Alright, so let's download WordPress, save that. Why didn't that work? Let's download Chrome manually, run. Alright. That's installing. So I'm just downloading Chrome because then I can use Chrome and make sure things work the way I want them to work. Cool, so I think XAMPP does have this Bitnami thing which will allow us to install, but if it doesn't, we've got WordPress here anyway and we can manually install it. Cool, that's there. And all of this stuff's good. Oh. What's still downloading? View downloads. That's not working anyway. Close. Alright. We got Chrome here. Here goes XAMPP doing its thing. And yes, I want to open the control panel. This is where we can start the services. And we allow them. So this is just test, so I don't care. I just allow everything to do everything in the test because we're in our own network. I don't actually need FileZilla, but why not just open it? Alright, so now what I should be able to do is go there we go, XAMPP is here. So let's see what happens if I go to here, Bitnami page. Let's see if I try and get this. If I do that, does that... Oh, I don't know what that goes with Bitnami. Cool. Let's just install it manually. So what I can do is go localhost php my admin. This should take us to MySQL. Turns out I've got one called test on here. Anyway, let's create a new database. Website. Create. And privileges, and I'll need to create a new user account. And I've just called my user website and the password website. I recommend not actually doing that if you're doing it in real life, but we're not doing it in real life, so cool, I've got that. And now, if memory serves me correctly, what I should be able to do is go into here, XAMPP, there should be a folder called htdocs. XAMPP, just go view. So if this is right, I should be able to open that from here. Looks like it worked. If I do that, URL is not found. So cool. It is pointing to here. So let's create a new folder called website. And my downloads. Got WordPress. And I should just be able to paste all of these files into here. Now once again, it's been a long time, so I can't remember if this is how you do it or not. But if I don't get it right, I'll use my good friend Google. If you haven't heard of Google, he tracks everything you do, and he has all of the answers. Probably because he tracks every single bloody thing you do about everything. So now, if I go localhost/web site, there we go. Let's go. So database name is website. My username is website. My password is website. Submit and run the installation. Site title, WordPress. I'll copy this. Cool, that's as far as I'm going to take you. Oh, I wonder if I can do it with no email. Must provide an email. Alright, I'm just going to hide this screen while I provide my email. And I'll click Install WordPress. So now I'm met with this page, and I'll log in. There we go, I've installed WordPress. Anyway, now I've got a web server and WordPress installed. That's it, and I'll leave you there. See you later.